Hey everyone, welcome back. This is episode 12 of Riding Backwards podcast. I'm Jason Klink, your host, and this is my unique perspective, some opinion from all my years riding backwards on a fire truck as it relates to public safety, life in the firehouse, and just about anything else. I'd appreciate it if you would like, comment, and share. Share it wide and far because I'm trying to build a community around this little podcast. So just yesterday, in light of current events and the wildland fires that are going on in Southern California, I had somebody ask me about my opinion of firefighting operations when it comes to wildland fires. And one of the things that I always say is that I'd rather fight 2 or 3 house fires in a row than go out and do wildland firefighting for 6, 8, 10, 14 hours in a row. It's too much like work. And I give all of my respect, and I hope that everyone is safe in Southern California. All the firefighters are safe because it's not easy work, and it's very challenging logistically when you're working over long operational periods with multiple resources and multiple personnel. That's pretty difficult to manage. I would have to manage or imagine that the firefighting personnel, command staff in Southern California have that down to a science based on to their history with wildland fires. I can remember, when I first had a real introduction to wildland firefighting. And, prior to this, in my area where I was a firefighter, we'd have brush fires and we'd have springs that may be abnormally dry and some acres of land would burn off. And we even had this one spring that it was abnormally dry and tens of 20s of acres were catching fire. And in my area, we don't do brush or wildland firefighting very well. I just remember hose lines getting extended and supply lines getting extended and people just wearing themselves out, wearing structural firefighting gear, using structural firefighting equipment to fight a brush fire. Fast forward and, when I first got my introduction to real wildland firefighting, I was working for the DOD as a firefighter at Fort Drum in New York. And this summer that I was there, it was abnormally dry, and Fort Drum had hundreds of thousands of acres of training grounds covering three counties. And, they'd go out there and play soldier and do their training. And we didn't typically go out to the ranges very often because of dangers like unexpended rounds and so on. But this one summer, the brush fires just got too out of control, and the smoke was starting to choke out our neighbors in the neighboring towns and villages who started to complain to the Army base. So over the course of probably better part of 2 or 3 weeks, every shift we go out there for 6 or 8 hours and chasing down brush fires, trying to put out brush fires. It's a lot of work. And you'd be standing out there trying to put out spot fires or, handle a brush fire. And next thing you know, you hear a unexpended round goes flying in another direction. The high whistle of a bullet flying by. It's a little unnerving. I also remember a time where we were out there and the winds probably kicked up to 20 mile an hour winds. And luckily we were standing in the burned area, the burned out area of this brush fire because the rest of the brush took off. All of that fuel ignited at once and it went around us and it sounded like a freight train. And then one of the times, I think one of the more memorable moments, almost funny, was we were in our Humvee brush truck down in the weeds, down in the brush trying to get at this fire. And all of a sudden, and I was driving the brush truck and my captain started yelling at me to get out, get out, get out. And I thought the truck was on fire. Put it in reverse, backed it out as quick as I could, got out to the pathway onto the roadway. And I said to the captain, I'm like, Cap, what happened? He goes, we blew a tire. I didn't want you to get stuck down there and we had to get winched out. Made sense. So, keep your thoughts, if you pray, your prayers for the firefighters, for the people that are losing property, and even some of those that are losing their lives down in Southern California. Not an easy situation when you have those types of wildland fires in a very dense populated area. Nothing good comes from that. Just wanted to share my stories for today. As always, if you like, comment, and share your comments. Tell me what you think about wildland firefighting. And as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and always be safe. Have a good day.